So this is just our room tour. As you can see, we walk in, you've got a bit of an entrance hall. Here's our toilet, which was so much bigger than I thought it would be for a cruise. So yeah, really pleased with that. The shower was like really high pressure as well, which was great. And then you turn into the main space of the cabin, and we had fitted wardrobes, and then under the bed you can actually store your suitcases. There's like a storage unit, which was great. 2 beds that we obviously just pushed together, a TV, fridge, desk area, couch which folds out into a bed, we just didn't need it, and then obviously our balcony. So we opted for the balcony room just because obviously the Fjords is known for its views, but you can get cheaper rooms with like inside cabins or ones with a window. And then this is our view of Southampton Port, where we sailed from as well, and you can just see another cruise ship there in the distance. We explored the ship all day before sailing, about an hour or 2 into arriving, and this is just my view in the evening from the balcony. As you can see, the waves were quite choppy, but it was warm enough, and we were at sea for about a day and a half, which was really enjoyable of an evening to just sit outside, enjoy the waves, and just relax on board with all the activities they had. So I'll insert some clips of the night time as well. In the evening we went to the casino, as well as playing bingo and the pub quiz that we did at 7 o'clock each evening. This was just a great way to break up the day. And then this is just us sailing into Stavanger. I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong, but it was like a gorgeous coastal town. They had like different fish markets and things like that. We departed the boat with no issues at about 10 a.m. After having breakfast on board, and then you're met with a number of different tour opportunities, or you can explore yourself. So we decided to do a hop-on, hop-off bus, which took us to the furthest point of the tour first, which was the Sword and the Stone. This is a monument that was built in 1983 and commemorates when Harald Fairhair united Norway into one kingdom. This was definitely worth visiting just for like great pictures and the scenery as well. We then headed back into the main town, where we explored churches and shops and some market stalls, where you can find stalls selling like reindeer fur, whale meat, things like that. We grabbed a coffee before heading back onto the ship to enjoy the gospel choir in the evening. The next morning we woke up in Ailsund, which again is another fishing town. This had snow-capped mountains to wake up to, which was just lovely, as you can see in the video. Again, once you arrive in port, you are welcomed with a number of tour options that you can take, such as hiking trails, or you can also do a cable car to the top of that mountain you can just see there. Instead, we just opted to explore on foot, as it was a really sunny day. So we walked around the actual fishing section. You can see some people canoeing there as well, or prepping to canoe. And we opted to just go and look at all the different monuments that were on offer, the different like bars, restaurants, and then finished off in a park where we were able to look at all the different sites there. The island in the distance is actually where Aha recorded Take On Me, the famous song. So the following day we went to Olden, which was my favourite stop on the whole cruise. Again, we were welcomed by snow-capped mountains and an array of tour buses, which you can see on this video here. We opted for an hour-and-a-half tour, which takes you to the glaciers, as well as waterfall viewing, and a few different things like that, which you'll be able to see in this video. So it's more of a scenic route. I would highly recommend sitting on the top of the double-decker bus if you have the option to do so, especially in the summer. You get a much better view. They retract the roof and the views are just incredible. You get some really great pictures and different sights as well. As you can see, it's a very walkable town, and it was so warm the day we went. So really lucky. The houses just look great, and then this is their church at the moment. I'll show part of the old church shortly as well. So our tour guide informed us that all of the land in Oldham is owned by farmers and not owned by the government at all, and it tends to stay in the family for centuries and centuries, and the oldest child within that family inherits the property every single time. We then went inside the old church, which was burnt down in the 1890s, I believe, and was rebuilt. As you can see, there's a wooden structure, and it's not used in winter because it has no light source or heating. So they often would do services just in natural sunlight, and as I say, get shut in the winter. We were then treated to a farewell parade by the locals. As you can see here, some of the houses up in the mountains also got involved, which was just like such a surprise for us all. It was great. All the crowds cheered afterwards, but I didn't quite get that on camera. The following day we arrived in Haugesund. They do offer a shuttle bus for a small fee from the cruise terminal, or you can get a trolley. I would highly recommend doing this. It's more like a market town, so I didn't really film much. But I did take photos of the Marilyn Monroe statue, an English bookstore, and then a statue on top of a hill of King Harold. This is just a clip of our sunset in the night time. It was just a lovely way to finish off our final night here, and then we just sailed back to Southampton and got back on our coach home. But yeah, all in all, an absolute great experience, and I'd recommend.